Um, Let me go here with something that I know that you're 100% into, Braden. Super Smash Brothers. Hit us with it.
We're
Pac-Man. Fucking Pac-Man.
that this is something that doesn't happen very often in gaming. There's a screenshot, and it's really a couple of them released for the official games that has Mega Man, Pac-Man, Sonic, and Mario all on the same stage in the same game.
That's actually the background of my phone right now.
That I'm telling you, we are not going to see this again for a long time, if ever. It's the stars aligned for the cast on this game, and oh my gosh, when Pac-Man was actually announced, I was just like, whew, that's huge for the game. Like, we already had Mega Man, and now we're going to Namco's mascot. But I guess everybody kind of expected it because they're helping with development. They got a team of their fighting game staff helping Sakurai's development team in making the game. So a lot of people kind of predicted he'd be in it. But then again, he is a third-party character, and I didn't know. They already had Sonic and Mega Man in there, and I didn't know if they were going to go and do another, non-Nintendo guy. But they did. And I was very, very pleased at that revelation. It's one of those, really, it kind of makes the game historic in a sense that you got like 4 mascots in one game. And I know Capcom really doesn't view Mega Man all that highly anymore, but a lot of people still view him as the original face of Capcom. I mean, he made his name on the original NES. He was their first big character who really put them in the spotlight as a big game development company when they were releasing games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And Sonic, being the former rival of Nintendo, being in another Nintendo-themed fighting game, is huge enough, again, that he's coming back for a second game. And then you have Pac-Man, who's, by all intents and purposes, the original face of video games, even before Mario, and predates him. That's a big deal. And it's kind of, I'm grinning from ear to ear like an idiot, but it's a pretty big deal. And I was super hyped at this revelation for the game. It's going to be certainly a system seller for both the Nintendo 3DS and the Wii U, the 2 consoles it's coming out for. And it was huge, and they also hosted this big invitational on the day of Nintendo's official E3 day, which was Tuesday. And it was like the first public big-time showing of the game, and they had people that were invited there to compete in this multi-person tournament, and the gameplay looked amazing. And they also held this thing up, I think, at local Best Buys. It happened today, and I think a couple days ago, where they also had people come into the stores and
yes, I actually went to the one
today.
Today.
If you played it, how was it? The gameplay to me on Tuesday in the Invitational looked amazing.
The gameplay does seem amazing. The only issue was that because there were so many people there. I actually went Wednesday night with my friend Vince, and we did not get to play that night because the line was ridiculous, and I was at work. We didn't get there until about a little after 6, and it was going from 4 to 9. The line was huge. It was wrapping through the store to play.
I have seen tweets from multiple areas of these Best Buys that were doing this, and the lines were out the door in these pictures.
And originally, people told me that they were doing 5-minute matches, but then the line just got so crazy they had to do 2-minute matches, and they still didn't have enough time to get everybody in on Wednesday. So what they did was they gave little tickets out to everybody who was still in line Wednesday night so that we would get first dibs on it today.
Jeez.
So we got there. Yeah, we went in this morning, 10 o'clock when the store opened, and they took us back there. Of course, the thing was time locked, so they couldn't actually start the Smash Brothers demo until 12 o'clock when the thing was officially supposed to start. They tried, but they couldn't. They even tried to contact corporate, but no luck there. So what they did was they had a little Mario Kart tournament, which, that was kind of cool. I think there were about 30 of us who had those tickets. So we were in the store. We had our little Mario Kart tournament, and then right around noon, they booted up Smash Brothers, and I think we were in the 3rd match of the day. But since it was a 2-minute match, it didn't have a whole ton of time to really
basically
gauge.
Less than even the feeling out process.
Pretty much. That's why I wanted to try a new character. I wanted to try Greninja, but I would have done that if it were a 5-minute match. But since it was a 2-minute match, I didn't feel like spending the entire 2 minutes figuring out, okay, what the fuck can this character do? So I went with Pikachu because I've been Pikachu in pretty much every game.
of the franchise, been in
Mhm.
since Nintendo 64.
And the game handles great. It's Melee was insanely fast. Brawl was too slow. I feel like this one is just right. It's a nice balance and
Yeah.
speed between the two, and everybody seemed to, from what I could tell, everybody seemed to handle very well. And we were playing on Mega Man stage, the Dr. Wily's
Dr.
lab
Wily's
stage.
castle.
Yeah, and it just looks gorgeous too. In addition to handling really well, it just looked gorgeous. So that's why we had no problem just standing there for a while and just watching matches.
At this point in time, I'm still debating on which console I want to get. For I do not have either the 3DS or the Wii U. Yeah, I'm thinking 3DS because of the cheapness, but just the fact that this is the first ever Smash Brothers game in HD on an HD console really is kind of like, well, maybe I should hold out and actually buy the home console and get the game for that, because it looks awesome. Like, visually, it looks great. And as I said, the gameplay that I actually seen people do at the Invitational it looked really great. Because I think, Melee was the fast, I think it handled really well. And then Brawl, I think, had the superior roster. This one looks like a great balance of both games, like the best aspects of both of them kind of put together. It's not super fast, but it's like just fast enough, and it's got like an all-star cast. As I said, they got 3 third-party characters in a Nintendo-themed fighting game, but all 3 of those third-party characters are legendary video game stars from the past. That's very much a blast from the past. And on top of that, we also got to know that, it's going to be another game that implements Mii's into it. And I actually thought I wasn't going to like that relevation to the game. But with what they had to show, I was pretty impressed. They not only implemented a way where you can put pretty well any Mii you made in your console into the game, but you can give them any place. Well, not really any place. So there's 3 fighting styles you can choose from. There's a brawler who basically does punches and kicks, a sword fighter who's, can do their combos and whatnot, and then a gunner who's very much like Mega Man and Samus. You can shoot projectiles, charge your shot, and take your hits as you go along. And I thought that was really cool, that on top of you're going to be able to upload basically any Mii on your console. That's plenty of different skins, but then you get to choose how they fight. I thought that was very interesting. I wouldn't have thought they would go with that. But that made them way more interesting, in my opinion, than if it's just like you can have any Mii and they fight one way. And I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised by that.
I still just think it's crazy that, it's good enough that you've got Donkey Kong and Kirby and Pikachu and Mario and Link and all that. Just that alone is kind of an awesome idea. When they originally had announced Sonic, to me that blew my mind. And then Mega Man comes up and you're like, fuck, they even got Mega Man.
I almost screamed. I was at work last year. It's kind of illegally watching Nintendo's little Nintendo Direct on my phone, and when that trailer started and I realized it was Mega Man, I had to literally cover my mouth because I almost started screaming. I was so happy.
Once that helmet went up, everybody jumped. Yeah. And probably did jumping jacks in the middle of their living room. I know that's what I was doing when that was announced. Just jumping around like an idiot.
Even somebody like me who is not into games that much and all that, the fact that I was huge into those games when I was a kid, Mega Man was definitely one of my favorites. Sonic was one of my favorites. Mario, I mentioned Kirby before, Pikachu and all that. I was never actually, I'll admit now, I was never into Zelda, but Link was still just cool.
He's still a big name.
Yeah, it's still cool to see that happen. And even the Metroid series, I didn't like that, but it was cool. You've got people from all these other games going on. Was just awesome. And when I saw this reaction video, I didn't know what it was when I clicked on it, but I just saw on Reddit, of all places, it said E3 reaction video. And I was just like, what the hell? I'll click on it. And I'm watching it, and, the yellow dot pops up on the screen, and I'm like, no, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh my god, that's fucking awesome. Then I hear everybody, shouting at the top of their lungs, oh my god! And I'm like, it's so ridiculous if you think about it, because it's like, oh my god, the yellow circle is going to be in the game. But it's just the fact that Pac-Man is such a, ridiculously high up on the icon level for video games that's just nuts to me. Who's left? Crash Bandicoot and Bomberman?
pretty much.
I can't think of anybody else. You're gonna fucking bring James
Yeah,
Bond
but
in
Crash
from Goldeneye?
Bandicoot was so forced, man. I mean, it was poorly done too. I mean, it wasn't.
They were
Sony
like-
tried to get a mascot, but
They tried. They were
work
like,
as
we
a
need
mascot."
Sonic, but orange.
He was always Universal. Same with Spyro. They were never really owned by Sony. It's like,
Yeah, Spyro too. I forgot about Spyro.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Spider.
They
You know what's
came up
gonna
around
end
the
up
same
happening
time.
next year? The next time that they're doing another game, they'll be like, a new player has entered the battlefield or whatever like that, and it'll be like Glover.
But again, what you got to keep in mind, Tony, is that the people who own Pac-Man, as I said, they're helping Nintendo's team develop this game. Like they're kind of like the extra hands that they needed to make a big development team for this game. Because if you've looked and seen at the stuff, there's a lot of time and effort and production being put into it. It's pretty huge. So I don't know if them not working on the game would have contributed. Like, would Pac-Man have really made it if they weren't helping out? Maybe. But I think this is just one of those circumstances where the stars certainly aligned. We just ended up. I can't believe Capcom, of all people, allowed Mega Man, who they haven't really done shit with in years, get the big notoriety of being in Smash Brothers, the big revival. You think they'd pick somebody that they're probably more high up on to allow Nintendo to use? But then again, who do they really have that would be better than Mega Man for this kind of a game?
Right.
I can't really think of too many people.
Are they gonna put Blanca in there?
That dog from the first Resident Evil.
Like, I was actually thinking they might put a Street Fighter person in there, but I'm like, yeah, it's already a fighting game, and Street Fighter's a fighting game. Maybe they go with somebody else. And they did, and I think they made the right decision on that one. Another thing is Palutena from Kid Icarus Uprising, and I guess Kid Icarus in general, is also a new character. You know, Sakurai and his IPs getting more than one character in there per game. She actually looks pretty good. Maybe a tad OP. She's kind of giving me Zeus vibes from PlayStation All-Stars. But hopefully she's not that overpowered. Looks fun. Looks pretty cool. I think she's probably got the most intricate character design out of anybody in the game, graphic-wise and how she looks. Cool stuff there. Big 3 characters on one big event. You got a giant third-party legend, a goddess of light, and any Mii you want to have with any fight style. Wow.
Are you going to
Gigantic
mention
roster.
Samus from Metroid? Isn't that chick from Metroid? in
Yeah,
there?
Samus has been in since the first game.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just
She's
I never
got-
played. Let me come out of the closet. I never played Super Smash Brothers ever.
Samus in her regular, I guess, fighting power suit has been in since the first game. But her and her Zero suit is also coming back, but that was announced back in April at the Smash Brothers Direct. 2 forms of Samus, 1 game.
Speaking of doing cheap fighting moves and stuff, floating and being able to stay into the arena, that was my move.
Did you ever play any of these games, Tony?
Yeah, I played the first 2, I think.
I played. Certainly, I had to play the Nintendo 64 version.
So
The original
I was usually
roster.
Kirby.
Do you guys remember the commercial for the first Super Smash Brothers?
That's how I figured out about it. Them walking
Yeah.
through the field and beating the shit out of each other.
And that song, "Happy Together," whatever, was playing.
You and me.
Yeah,
Me and you.
that I still have vivid memories of that commercial.
I still do. It's burnt into my memory. It's one of my favorite video game commercials ever. It's how I figured out that game even existed.
Exactly, me too.
And then I got invited over to a friend's house who had the Nintendo 64, and they just got that game, and I couldn't believe it existed.
Right.
The
'cause
fact that
it's
you
just
could play is
what you're
like,
you're
what?
fighting.
These characters can all be in the same game?
Wait, so I can finally have Donkey Kong beat the shit out of Mario for all the stuff that he's done to his family?
Yeah. Like, the first game itself, even though in retrospect we kind of think it's like a norm, it's still very huge that ever even got put into production.
Right.
Yeah, back then it was a ballsy move.
Yeah, it's extremely huge. And now it's getting bigger.
Which, you know what's going to be funny to see now? We got Sonic in the Olympic game thing. We've had Donkey Kong involved in tons of Mario stuff over the years and all that. I want to see Pac-Man in the next Mario Kart now. I want to see him in no car whatsoever. It's just him doing,
chomping down,
rolling, just rolling.
cart.
No, a ball,
Right.
just rolling.
Just do that. Have that. Have Sonic without a car too, and have Mega Man just shoot people. I don't know.
So
Which-
in the end, what is your thoughts, Tony, on the fact that there's 4 major icons like this in one game? Certainly, you have to say it must have some sort of historical
That's just
value
crazy.
to it. Yeah.
I think that that and the Arkham Knight thing are the two things that I've taken away from what I've been told for E3. There's one other thing I thought was really cool, which we'll talk about in a few minutes or so. But when it comes to that stuff, the Arkham Knight stuff, I knew that that was going to end up being cool because of, being involved in Batman and everything. But I never expected that Super Smash Brothers would be something that I would really pay attention to. And right after seeing that Pac-Man thing, that was just like, damn, okay, you sold me on this. If I had that console, I would buy that game immediately. And I'm not even like the biggest Pac-Man fan in the world. I love the Miss Pac-Man game, but just the idea of that, like the magnitude of that, is
It's huge.
reason enough to be excited.
Mm-hmm.
So continuing from Nintendo and Super Smash Brothers, let's talk about some Mario things. There's 3 different Mario things that I had came across. Maybe I'm missing something here. If I am, leave a comment below. Tell me, hey, idiot, you forgot about this. But be nicer than that. I can say that to myself because I hate myself, but you don't hate me, do you? No, I don't think so. Anyway,
My cousin told me you forgot this.
God damn these cousins. Well, we went from Super Smash Brothers, so better transition here. Mario Party 10. Get a bunch of friends together and either beat the crap out of each other or play some puzzle games and have fun that way. I've never liked the Mario Party series, I'll admit that. I thought that the first one was kind of boring, and the only thing that I thought was kind of fun was when you're on the little balls and you can knock people over. Because that was just fun to like, yo, fuck you, I'm going to go after this guy instead. But I see the value in the game. I mean, it's something you get a bunch of people together, especially if you're, like college level or something like that, and you can just have some drinks and play Mario Party and goof off and shit. But you're probably going to do that with Smash Brothers or Mario Kart or something anyway. So Mario Party, not really my thing, but I can see the appeal. What do you guys think about that? Mario Party 10 seem cool, or just
it's basically the same thing to me. Like, I basically played the first one, enjoyed it for what it was. Played a couple sequels, never really felt like it was something I needed to get every incarnation of. Yeah, I could see the appeal for the people who love it and get every copy of it. Fun little party game. It's been successful, obviously. We're getting the 10th game of it, so obviously it sells.
Ronnie?
Yeah, I've always liked the series. I mean, I have played every single game. For me personally, the GameCube era was probably the strongest for, the Mario Party games. Like Mario Party 4 was amazing. 5 was also really cool. But I'm looking forward to this one, especially with the gamepad features on the Wii U. Like, the player with the gamepad can be Bowser and basically try to fuck up everyone else's day. And that just sounds like it could add a nice little extra layer to it.
Eddie?
Man, I've never played a Mario Party before, but you know what? It's the kind of stuff that's fun when you're kind of drunk in a party, hence the name. I don't think that's what Nintendo intends, but like I think it's when you're drunk, it's fun because everybody gets everything wrong, and it's a race to see who's gonna make less mistakes.
Another thing is Mario versus Donkey Kong, and I tried to find some information about this. I couldn't find anything. What is this game? It can't be a fighting game because they wouldn't do that. Like, what is it?
The surprising thing is I never even heard of this until you brought it up here, but practically it's like kind of it's a series that it's like it kind of revamps the old arcade game. Remember how Donkey Kong was the enemy to Mario and he had to save the princess and whatnot. It kind of relives that rivalry. And I remember one handheld game where Donkey Kong was controlling these little evil Mario toy robot thingies. Mm-hmm. And they were like the main enemy that you had to fight. And he's like the main villain. It kind of relives that old rivalry between the two from the old arcade game. So that's apparently what they're bringing to the Wii U. And I had no idea that was even in production until you brought it up.
Which... we're going on a side note here, but I want to kind of clarify because this has been bothering me. Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong Country is supposed to be Donkey Kong Jr., right? And Cranky Kong is supposed to be Donkey Kong from the original one?
Yeah.
How the fuck is Mario still the same age?
Oh, well, humans live longer than monkeys.
Yeah, but still, like, Cranky Kong went from being, like an adult gorilla to a freaking old man. And then Donkey Kong Jr. is like
Tony,
an
do you really
infant.
want to talk science when we're talking about video games?
I still think they should do something else there. They should say that was like Mario's dad or something like that, because Pauline doesn't seem to pop up anywhere. It could be the mom.
So Toadstool's an old lady now.
Is it really bad that me being a big Nintendo fan thought it was just Donkey Kong and Mario as they are back then, and that they just went to recent games and that they didn't even explain that at all? I had no idea that was a fact.
Maybe they did. I don't know. Leave a comment if you guys know the answer to that, or if it's just
you know
fuck
what?
you, it's a video game.
Don't
Let us know what your
overthink
cousin
shit.
thinks.
Right. That's
No,
probably the answer, though. You probably like talk to the people at Nintendo, and they're like, "Who cares?" Like,
No, I'll
like,
tell you
get a
exactly
life.
what it is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. With the Donkey Kong thing, it was just a marketing thing. Like, yeah, out with the old, in with the new.
it's a reboot. It's like
Yeah, basically. that's
Professor X went back in time. You know?
it. Sure.
Well, there's one other Mario one, and that actually is one of the coolest things that I had seen come out of E3. Mario Maker, where you can just make your own fucking Mario game. We've
That
gotten to the point
sounds-
now where we have games where you can just make other games in 2 seconds flat and just be like, the people that slaved over this for months on end, years on end, back in the day in like 1980 or whatever, first Super Mario Brother came out. Like, now it's just kind of like, yeah, you can just click and drag and there's a level. Your 2-year-old can do it. Like, that's so crazy. Like,
Yeah, but you
imagine
gotta
if
think
they
the
did
real
that.
programming behind people being able to program it for themselves.
Right, this is like the inception of video games.
Yes, pretty much.
Sandbox.
Where they're
all I
like,
gotta
you
say.
can be the programmer, but not get paid. Instead, you pay us.
Actually, I think it's really unique. You can put the blocks where you want to, build the platforms where you want to, build every level exactly how you inspire and wish it to be. It looked really cool.
And this is one of the stupidest things that people will be like, this is what you took away from it, just like the Sub-Zero thing. The trailer that they showed for this, the very end of it, the level that they've created, they blocked off the castle so Mario can't get into it after he goes to the flag. And it's the stupidest thing in the world. And I didn't notice this until I watched the IGN Rewind Theater of it. They when they show that Mario can't get in there and he's blocked and he just keeps like walking forward, standard video game rules. You just walk into a wall repeatedly. At the very end of it, when it's like, do 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 do, he just like squats down real fast. I don't know what's going on there, but I thought that was fucking hilarious, and I hope that that's part of the game. Because Mario just like decides to sit down at the end of every fucking level.
He needs to take a break.
Right? He's just like, I
Like
went through all this whole
it's-
big.
Oh, fuck, okay. It's that time of the clock. All right.
Peach will be
Woof.
fine. I don't need to fucking go through all this effort. Bowser never does anything that actually hurt her. After all, we're tennis
mean-
buddies.
Yeah. When it's like, hockey season, they go on, they play golf. With Mario and Bowser, when they're on their off season, they just hang out,
Yeah.
play games.
They're like, good old times. Remember when you stole my girlfriend? Yeah.
Remember that time I nearly fell into lava because of you and your plots? Oh, so
It's like,
funny.
yeah, you're that asshole that fucked up my bridge and made me fall into a pit of lava, huh? I'm gonna fuck you up in Mario Kart.
I'm gonna take that trophy. Oh, man.
So, what do you guys think about Mario Maker? You interested in it? You gonna get it? You gonna
That's.
just play the old ones and not have to do all the work?
I would say, like, when I get a Wii U and there's Mario Maker, I would probably be interested in buying it just to make my own Mario levels. That sounds like something that intrigues me a lot. I very much enjoyed seeing that trailer at E3. Piqued my interest. Like, wow, we're going from playing Mario to building Mario. Generations of gaming.
What's next? Being Mario?
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that big first-person overworld Mario. That's where it needs to go.
The next level is just gonna be you send them a check and they mail you some mushrooms.
All right, now it's a Mario Party.
This is how you will create the next game. Gotcha.
They're like, you'll
Follow
just
the
imagine it.
instructions.
Just imagine the game. Just take the
That's what
mushrooms.
That's what they're
Imagine
gonna
you can throw
do.
fireballs.
Nintendo's just gonna take levels that people create and just put together a new game or put together a game and call it a new game based on those levels.
Mario Maker Classics or something like that. The Lost Levels. That'll be the new Lost Levels. No, we did these. They'll be like, I'm
Lost
pretty sure that this person did it.
more-
No, he didn't.
Loster levels.
Even more lost levels.
The Lost Leader.
Lost next levels. That'd be a way to get around it.
Or it's just Lost with Mario characters. On an island. It's